Hey there everyone, welcome. We're here with a special sort of series video, and we're going to be working with the tarot cards. We'll also be channeling, and it is the tell me something about this person more than that which I may expect of them. And so we're going to be pulling some stacks, and I have a number of decks here we'll be pulling from for each. We're working with the Wild Unknown, we're working with the Conversationalist Toolkit deck, we're working with the Children's Spirit Animal, and we're working with the Gummy Bear Tarot deck. We've got a number of sort of decks to pull from, we'll see, save for tonight, and sort of get a sense for what is this person like, because sometimes, we feel like right off the bat, like we understand someone, we feel like we know it, but sometimes we also feel like, there's something more, and I'm not sure if I'm seeing it clearly. So here we are, and of course, what is sort of meant to be known will be coming forth, and this is ultimately just a reflective space for you and your higher self. And I feel that absolutely, of course, in all videos, whatever comes through is what is meant to be known for the highest good of all. So let's get into it. These may be things that are also challenging to communicate at times, but we'll see. We'll get into it, and let's clear the energy and ground. And the way that you feel with a person, sometimes with one can be so also so much impacted by your synastry. I've noted that, synastry really can have a huge impact, okay? And sometimes it's like, wow, like when I'm with them, I just feel like things that I've never felt with other people. Like when I'm around them, I feel like, there is something that comes out in me or out in them, I feel. And I don't know, what is it that, what is it that I'm feeling? So, these cards I'm going to pull as well with that in mind, what factors, what elements, even archetype signs, so on and so forth may either confirm what you know or add and expand to that conversation. Let's get the cards out. The first stack. So think of someone here who, feel free to also watch all stacks if you feel guided, but let's clear the energy and ground. Let's clear the energy and ground, and let's pull the first stack. Okay, and let's pull some questions for that first stack. I'm hearing Ollie. That might be a particular clue for that first stack. Second stack. Let's pull some Wild Unknown. We'll save some in these decks to pull and expand once we actually do pick these stacks. Second stack, okay, has been pulled. And third stack, that just fell right out. And again, we'll be reading with the cards, but I'll also be channeling whatever I see, I feel, I hear. Okay. All right, and I want to do one more wild stack. And feel free to, you may not even have anyone in mind, I'll say that as well, for this last stack, if you feel like whatever messages might be important. So let's get into it. For example, if something is on your mind and it's like there's something bothering you in the back of your mind, but you don't know exactly maybe who it's related to, what it is, we'll possibly, save that for that sort of energy. Let's jump into it, but always, of course, work with the readings as you feel guided to work with them, and the messages as they come forth, and however you feel with the messages. Let's get into this first stack here, and feel free to, again, to meditate. We've got 4 stacks. Again, you can consider 5. We've got a lot of questions. I'll give some clues, so maybe it's sort of helpful. What jumps out to me on this first stack is, I'll show one card, and maybe that will be helpful for you to know which one you feel guided to. Which close relative do you like the least, and why? And I see a little chain here, like a little sort of dangly. The first thing I was drawn to here was this looks like a little keychain. Even it's a little chain. I'm just seeing that. It looks like a coin, even maybe even a necklace. Things that come to mind here: the Titanic. I'm imagining what Rose throws over the edge of the boat with that. Could be a particular clue. Take it as you will, but that's popping out here. And again, with this first stack, I was hearing Oliver, Ollie. I'm seeing the numbers 7 and 14 and 5, 4. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, I'm hearing T-A-L, T-L-H. I'm hearing that T-H-C, T-A-H. I'm hearing that T-L-H, something like that. Okay, we're going to get into that stack in a bit. Second stack here, we've got the Daughter of Cups in reverse. That might be a clue for a number of you. Again, I'll just pull one card and show you that card if it helps you to choose which stack. Daughter of Cups in reverse. I'm seeing something very sensitive here, very romantic. I'm seeing a lot of, well, we literally just wiped our cheek as if it were a tear. For a number of you, there might be a focus on the emotional space to a significant degree here with the second stack. Let's get into the second stack. I'm hearing writing. Now, the third stack, I'm seeing someone who is really into literature. That's just coming through. The Horse in reverse. Trust your feelings in reverse. I see somebody who has a lot of air in their chart. Possibly a lot of Virgo that's coming through. That I'm seeing even somebody who's writing or doing calligraphy, painting, and I'm hearing art. Okay, let's get into that last stack here. And the card here is the Moon upright, and this is the fourth stack. And with this, I see someone with an Oculus. I also see someone with spectacles on, so that might be another particular clue. The Moon is associated with the archetype of Scorpio. I see someone who is also really sort of takes things into consideration. I'm hearing takes a long time to make decisions. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, let's jump into it here. We will be pulling upon these stacks. I'm going to set the cards to the side, and let's see here. Let's clear it. So again, the first stack, the second, the third, and the fourth. We'll begin here with the first. Now, right off the bat here, we have this first stack card. It says, "What don't your parents understand about you?" And the feeling I'm getting, like, all of a sudden here is this sensation of silence. I feel like I'm almost in like a library, like it's really quiet. That's how I'm suddenly sort of feeling. It's like something, kind of like private, kind of like secretive even. I am getting that here, this feeling with the "what don't your parents understand about you?" And with this stack, I'm seeing something that relates to the realm of psychology that's just coming out. Now, I see someone who possibly, your dynamic with this individual may also be such that this person maybe really favors intimacy. Intimacy maybe is important to this person. It's interesting. Okay, this card actually precedes the first card, which is the "Which close relative do you like the least and why?" Okay, so what are the best things you owe your parents? And these are interpretive, of course, right? What parts of your early life are you compensating for now? Interesting. I'm seeing a really strong focus on the archetype of Taurus, Libra. I'm hearing Virgo as well. And again, we're going to expand on these energies with further cards to get more clues as to, what might this person be also involved with. What are your happiest memories of your parents? Of the people you spend time with, who brings out your best qualities? So the feeling I'm getting, this is someone maybe who contemplates things a lot and they think maybe a lot of the past. This could be also someone who actually is a researcher. They like to discuss things. I'm hearing Navy. I'm hearing Navy SEAL. I'm hearing that. They could actually be a trainer, maybe even a manager, or they were brought up maybe in some sort of early environment that was really rigorous or rigid. I'm seeing that there's something, again, I feel like I'm in a library. It's really interesting. It's almost as if someone was even like maybe brought up in like boarding school. Like, again, maybe their upbringing is something particular or unique, and they may not always sort of speak of that might not be a trait that they openly talk about, but it might be something quite important. Again, we'll pull cards on that. Tell us a secret you've been longing to get off your chest. Okay, so I feel like this person, let's pull the Gummy Bear Tarot cards that we pulled. The Fool in reverse. I'm full, no thank you. The Four of Wands upright. Six of Pentacles upright. I feel like there is an element here of conservatism to some level, some degree. Someone maybe here has a really different upbringing than that which they may actually you know, sort of like represent today. I'm not sure what that's alluding to, but maybe they openly have like disconnected from their upbringing, or they have something that's related to their upbringing that they're not involved with anymore. I'm hearing that. There could be something though that they're also creating that is really different from their upbringing. Let's say that, you know, maybe they promise themselves, hey, you know what, I don't want to follow that, you know, the lead of who has led me to where I am today. Interesting. Maybe they even have a bit of Aquarius. They could be kind of daring. You know, they may live life in this way of saying, you know what, I want to do something really different. Like, I want to venture out and just do something that is going to be different. I'm hearing that with the Fool. I want it to be something that people can look at and really say, whoa, the dawn of a new day has come. Wow, maybe they want to inspire people. You know, they maybe had a very particular upbringing, and that actually was what led them to want to change the way that they live today. Now, of course, this is a general reading, so just take it as you will. I'm going to just remind us of that here, but yeah, there is definitely something here when it comes to the influences in the early environment. And I feel like possibly they may also want you to know that what they had growing up is not what they want to lead out with. And we're going to pull a Celtic cross to see the development of these energies and where they might be in that experience here. So the Strength card here coming through, the Sun, wow, they could have a lot of Leo. I see a very strong character, and what I'm getting is that there is also a sensitivity. I do feel this person is sensitive, very sensitive, but in particular context, they have maybe grown to protect that sensitivity. Let's continue. The Tower. Now, it's funny, I didn't want to mention this, I didn't want to spoil it, but when I was pulling, we first pulled a card, and we just passed 11:11 right down the clock. The Tower, I saw the Tower card, and I was like, you know what, it's not time yet, and so I put it back in, and it came out again. So the Tower is a major arcana. This is someone who is a very powerful character. They really maybe have also been through quite a bit in their life. I'm seeing someone who has I'm hearing tablet. Wow, emerald tablet. I'm hearing that. They could have a history here that goes way back, and we're gonna again pull further. Let's actually do that now. There is something here that is definitely influencing how they live today. I feel like if you were to meet this person, like, you wouldn't get the full story from just that first interaction. This is possibly the type of person who is also a really old and wise soul. They've got maybe lots of stories, you know, and it's like you would never imagine like where they've been and where they go and what they've done. The Ten of Swords. Okay, so that was the card that was sitting on the face of the stack actually when we first started shuffling. Ten of Swords. This is someone who wants to talk. I'm seeing this. There's a lot that they want to say, maybe a lot that they have to say. I feel like, you know, there is something maybe that when it comes to it, you know, someone may actually want to even, they might actually really want to communicate this. Okay, one second. Let's pull here a Celtic cross. And we're going to pull these cards to the side. I'm going to pull here from the Gummy Bear Tarot, and let's begin here. Deep Past, Nine of Cups upright. And I'm seeing this in relation to you with this person. What is relevant to you with this person? I hear someone like nailing something into a wall. It seems like multiple walls. Okay, the Magician coming through. In the recent past, they may be an academic. They're a really hard worker. We pulled the Ten of Swords in the Gummy Bear Tarot deck now. So this is definitely a prominent energy. They may be, going through something right now that is pretty challenging. They possibly are at a point where they're making a decision, even when it comes down to what it is that they will be, contemplating further as they see it. When it comes to love, interesting, contemplating further. They may be really, there's something maybe related to religion here with the Two of Cups in reverse and the Magician upright. For example, maybe they're making a decision that they know relates to, yes, the Ace of Cups coming through in their advice, in the advice position, mirroring the Magician. For a number of you, I feel like you may have a really strong spiritual connection to this individual, but again, this is a general reading. Always take it as you will. And I would recommend to watch, other readings to get sort of better insight, especially if something is sort of like, let's clear it. Yeah, if it's sort of a mixed message. But the Ace of Cups mirroring the Magician, I feel like there is a lot maybe that this person also has to say, has to offer, but they have not said it. I'm hearing that with the Ace of Cups and the Magician. Now, remember as well, this can also be you with you, and ultimately, right, who is a so-called another person. It's a reflective space here. So if you are interacting with someone, what is maybe triggered here is the archetype of Sagittarius, Jupiter, 9th house energies, fire energies, matters of philosophy, concepts related to possibly religion, spirituality. I see that coming forward as a really strong message. We do see the 2 of Cups here, so there is definitely some kind of focus on perhaps matters of love, partnerships, relationships, the emotional realm and dimension here really coming forth here. Ace of Cups, this is also possibly a really psychic connection. There is a lot, you have the 9 of Cups as well leading into the Magician. There's possibly a space even of memory though, of history. What I'm getting here is that it comes down to a moment of acknowledging what it possibly has been. Now this can also be a moment of acknowledgement emotionally. Maybe you, for example, you know, somebody, this takes a lot, I'm hearing that, to communicate and get this off their chest. The Knight of Cups in reverse leading you out in the energetic pathway, the King of Swords in reverse in the environment. This is possibly somebody who has trouble with making a decision when it comes, well, they got a lot going on possibly as well. They could also just be really busy, but the King of Swords in reverse, there's a complicated maybe side to how they feel they can say what they feel. 4 of Swords upright in the near future. For some of you, this is someone maybe who goes silent from time to time. The 2 of Pentacles leading out of the 4 of Swords. I feel like there's a lot, again, there's a lot that they maybe know they've been through that may influence the way that they see the next chapter of this experience, possibly with you. 8 of Pentacles upright. Again, I see this person, they've experienced a lot. The Ace of Wands upright. Maybe they're even trying to transform the way that they work with their experiences. Let's clear. Yeah, this person may have a lot of Virgo in their chart. I'm also getting that. They're also someone I see who cares a lot about how it is that they are perceived by others, in the sense of saying, okay, you know, I feel like I almost have a responsibility. They don't like to make decisions like last minute. Yeah, let's clear it. There's some kind of cultural factor possibly here as well that is really related. Let's get some more cards out here again though, but you lead out with the 2 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, yeah. Okay, well, amongst these cards, we see leading out the 8 of Pentacles, right? That's the number associated with Scorpio, and the Pentacles suit is Earth. They're possibly they're very impressive. I'm seeing that. Like, when they do, like, create whatever they create, this is something that takes time, and they really invest a lot in it. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing somebody who's a little older, possibly. I'm seeing that as well. Okay, now let's get into it. They also may be a little bit self-conscious with their physical appearance. I'm hearing that, but let's get some more cards out here. Let's see any archetypes, you know, when it comes to what is activated in the connection. The World. Wow. For a number of you, I'm seeing there's a lot going on. This person may actually play a role in the public. They may be a public activist. We also have the Fool here. The World is also associated with Aquarius, so they may have a lot of Aquarius. I feel like they got a lot going on. They got a lot going on in the world. I mean, maybe they are actually famous. They might feel like they got a lot of eyes on them. There's a lot of pressure sometimes. You know, maybe they're known for something. I'm almost seeing someone who's part of like a royal family, and they have like well, this is a general video yet again, but there's a lot of pressure when it comes to having a personal relationship. The Death card's in reverse. Yeah, there's some kind of historical legacy, family energy here that is prominent, or even something social or even political with the World or public. Now, the King of Wands in reverse, again, this is the type of situation where somebody may feel that there's a lot that's going on around them, and it really takes a lot to step out of that space. Okay, there's almost this chaos I'm hearing for a number of you, publicly, politically. If you're dating somebody who possibly works in politics, let's clear it, with the World upright, they have a lot that is interrupting at times their ability to relate to just like people. Because they're thinking in terms of like countries and maybe companies. Maybe they have a global company, a global business, franchise. Like, they realize though that they do possibly want to have a more personal connection. Let's get here further. And I feel like the Ace of Cups in reverse, if you came into contact with this individual, possibly there is the realization that, let's say it like this, when you came into their life, there was, you know, a moment where they realized, wow, this person is really different, and they are pointing out to me how I can find greater balance in my life. So maybe you were an inspiration to them when it came to matters of the heart, emotion, even spirituality. You really opened their eyes. Wow, in a big way. Empress in reverse. Like, this is something I feel kind of like there's an unconventional side to the connection, if that is the case. And maybe you even, it's funny that we led in the beginning of this reading with the Fool, because we were talking about the desire to break out of a mold. So maybe you came and kind of, you know, showed them indirectly, even if it was that they want something more, like in the sense of saying, let's say someone, you know, how do you say it? Well, what I'm getting, I'll say it like this. You might be activating somebody's north node energies, yes, and I'm feeling activation of the crown chakra. This individual, you possibly had a very particular kind of connection with them in your synastry where there is something kind of very maybe even like out of the ordinary, but they knew that that was something that was meaningful to them in their life. Like, how do we say it? Like, I feel maybe you represented the Fool energy for them, but there was something, well, that is their energy I'm feeling as well. So there was something maybe that they were wanting, and like, yeah, and you kind of possibly helped them see that more clearly. Lovers upright, 10 of Wands upright, 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you maybe met this person on vacation while you're on vacation. There was something that happened just kind of like last minute. I'm seeing that, like, it was really kind of I see this person as a hard worker. They're working almost all the time. It was like they just had like 5 minutes to like sort of, you know, kick back and relax. Some of you met this person on your downtime while you were on a break, possibly at the park. I'm hearing that as well with the Lovers upright. There was something very, very passive. I'm hearing that as an activity that led to this connection. There was just a smell in the air sort of feeling that told you both that there was possibly something more than, I even seeing someone like, yeah, there was something like, it was very brief, but that led to a lot more than just that interaction. Like, how do we say, you know, when you meet someone and you're like, I think they've got a message for me. It's like something is pulling you to them. Now, yes, but for some of you, this is a very strong spiritual connection. Possibly you knew this person in a past life, and you just know it. You feel it. Some of you have such a strong connection with this person, you actually feel the past life. You actually feel possibly the end of the past life. I'm hearing that as well with this person. There's maybe something very significant there with them. There's just something going on with that. This, yeah, you know, I feel like if that is the case, like you'll know what this is. It's something like, yeah, okay. The Hangman coming through at the base of the Lovers, there's definitely this feeling of like serendipity, like somebody was like, whoa, they're so different from like my so-called usual kind. There must be something here, I gotta look into this, you know, kind of thing. And so it was something really remarkable. Actually, I'm seeing that with the Lovers upright. Now let's clear the energy. Yeah, I feel like this is truly like star-crossed lovers kind of feeling where two people are from totally different, maybe even generations, completely different, you know, cultural spaces, and, you know, the mentality was so different. If you were to look at these two people in their separate sort of in environments, and you would ask yourself, can I imagine them together? I feel like most would be like, I don't see the connection, but, or I don't see how they could click. But that's that kind of moment possibly. Maybe this is you with you say, I never thought that I was going to meet someone like that, or I never was into someone, you know. So there's something here, there's a sort of mystification even, okay, that you both hold with each other. So let's clear it and ground and see what other cards come through. Yeah, so there is definitely something here. There is something here. I'm hearing ancient frequencies and mindsets with the 8 of Swords in reverse, knighting that Ace of Cups in reverse. There's someone realizes that there is an ancient programming here when it comes to matters of love. I feel for a number of you that there is a reconsideration of how one can recognize love. That might be part of the so-called lesson. What brings you together is, I'm seeing really strong moon energy. So there could be really strong moon contacts when it comes to your synastry with this person. Something that has to do with familiarity, okay? And even Cancer energy, the 4th house, the IC. You could have really strong synastry contacts to the IC with this individual. There's something mesmerizing though, but in a way that you cannot quite put your finger on. Let's pull another card here and see here. If this person had the opportunity to communicate with you, what is it that they would say? What do you regret about a past relationship? I feel like this person is really wondering, like, why me? Like, why? Like, I feel like it goes both ways. It's like they're mystified. It's almost like maybe they're even shocked, like, why are you not in a relationship? That's the kind of feeling I'm getting with this card. It's sort of like a baffled energy. Like, I'm hearing Frankenstein. I don't know what that's alluding to. For anybody, this is someone who's maybe they're well known. They're a filmmaker. This is for some of you that are famous. They're a famous filmmaker. Okay, take it as you will. It could be a metaphor, okay, but take it as you will. Or not. Okay, but yeah, it's like they feel like maybe they're mystified. Like, I don't understand, like, how it is that it's a mystery how we came together. Like, let's clear, it's a mystery how life led us to one another. So there's something peculiar, literally peculiar. In what ways are you peculiar around money? And this card came through in reverse. And I was going to say, what's a question that they would ask and what's a question that they wouldn't ask? That doesn't mean that they are not curious. Okay, but they might be really shy, you guys. I'm hearing that here. Really shy. I'm seeing that. They may not usually venture out, okay, too far in their social circles. That's just coming through. So let's see here. Anything else coming through important to note? Let's pull a children's spirit card on this deck. Beaver, do your chores upright. Yeah, they've worked really hard in their life to a certain point. Like, they're in a rhythm. I'm almost getting that, like, in a cycle. Let's pull some wild unknown cards. There's a history here. Daughter, Pentacles in reverse. Father, Pentacles in reverse. There's something with their family. There's a history here. And it might be something that's quite challenging, but they maybe know in their heart there is something to work through and move through. So it could be something really karmic as well. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Father of Pentacles in reverse. The Two of Swords in reverse. Did we pull the Wheel of Fortune? I thought we did. No, we didn't. Okay. Yeah, but anyways, Wheel of Fortune, that's associated with Aquarius as well. So again, they could have quite a bit of Aquarius. It was the World we pulled. Okay, yeah. So there's there's something that, let's clear it. They're wanting to transform in their own life. I'm hearing they're also really innovative. So maybe they're eager to okay. So we'll get into it in the extended. If we end up doing an extended, the link will be in the buy box below. Thank you guys for tuning in. Loving the light to you here. And let's get into the next videos. Thank you, Stack 1, for tuning in. Bye, you guys. Loving the light to you on this journey forward. All right, let's see here. We will, let's keep the cards to themselves there, except for the Wild Unknown. We'll keep that. Okay. Stack 2, welcome. We're here for you. 26 minutes there, about 26 seconds almost. That might be a cue number. Let's see here. I'm hearing, I've held my cards to my chest. Daughter Cups in reverse. Ace of Cups upright, the Star upright. I'm seeing someone here talks really softly. They talk very softly. 3 of Wands in reverse, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. So let me just sort of meditate on the energy here, and thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this series, feel free to hit the like button. Let me know how it is that you feel about these pick-a-stacks and this particular one. Yeah, and we'll see if it's really popular. We'll jump back in with another series at some point if we feel guided. The Ace of Cups upright and the Star upright. And of course, right, I'll always heed my personal intuition with what kind of readings I feel guided to do. Like, I felt really guided to jump into this reading series here. So, okay. I'm seeing water here, like a broad structure of water with the Ace of Cups upright and the Star upright. I'm seeing somebody here is very, very creative. They are a romantic. I'm seeing a lot of Venus energy here, very Venusian. I'm seeing a lot of Neptunian energy here as well. I'm seeing a lot of dreamy energy. I'm also hearing Taurus here with the Star. There's something that is a transportive energy space. This person might be a healer. Yes, I'll be quite honest with the Daughter Cups in reverse, Star upright, Ace of Cups upright. They're very intuitive. This is somebody who knows what people need without really asking. They're a feeler. They see people maybe oracally. Okay, let's just be quite honest. Before they interact with them physically in 3D, this person is possibly a Reiki healer. They may not know actually the extent to which they have these gifts and talents, so they may not come out and like write that on their Facebook. They're someone though who does have that side to them. They are really, really sensitive. I'm hearing that with the Daughter Cups in reverse, and they have really interesting passions. I'm seeing that as well with the Star upright. They may consider themselves a star seed. I'm seeing that with the Star upright. Let's get into these cards already. Oh my god. God, I see that they want to talk all night long. They love to have those moments, like sleepover vibes. I'm seeing that with the Star and the Ace of Cups. They just like connecting to people on that deeper level. I'm seeing that as well. They are not really, I don't see it as a flirty energy. I don't see it as, but they may be, but I don't see that they want to be flirty. Okay, I don't see it as like that's their, yeah, but when they're moved emotionally, when their heart is stirred, they love to see where that goes. I'll say it like that. They're a dreamer. I'm seeing that with the Daughter of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's get their questions out. What's the kindest thing anyone's done for you? Wow, this person is possibly, they're an optimist. I'm hearing that. They're really passionate about, okay, living, I'm hearing also in a conscious way, in a conscious lifestyle here. They are possibly somebody here in the sense of saying they like to be self-aware. Maybe that's something they're involved in. Let's clear the energy around. Yeah, they could actually be a painter. They go maybe missing from time to time. They have moments where they want to be private, where they're very, again, they're so sensitive. I'm seeing this person might actually be a musician. They like to really kind of take time out, and maybe they don't even know that they do that, but that's just something where they just kind of recoil and they're just introspective and they like to meditate. I'm hearing that as well. Daughter of Cups in reverse. People may look in on this and not quite understand because it's not something that can be defined even, but it is something that is sort of really almost like an impulse. I'm seeing that. Like sometimes the way you'll know is like this person, all of a sudden they'll be like, I think I need to go over there, or I think I want to just sit down for a second, I want to sit in the park. They don't have like necessarily a metrics or a reason, but this is the type of person who will say, I feel like, okay, it's not so much like I think this is what's right, but I feel like, I'm feeling like I want to, okay, I'm drawn to. I'm hearing that. Let's clear it. Yeah, I'm sensing. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing I want to. So they're a feeler, you guys. They really go based on what it is that their heart is saying. And if they don't necessarily know, I feel like they're not going to take action. This is someone possibly who doesn't really care what people think. And at times they don't choose to not follow. I don't see it as a rebellious energy necessarily, but you do have the Star Bright. That is an Aquarius streak. But with the Daughter of Cups in reverse, I see it as like they're just really in the flow state, and they're at least they're focused on that, and they like to maintain that. They protect their space. I'm seeing that as well. And if they feel like somebody is stepping over their boundaries, they're just not gonna want to interact with that space. So for some of you, this is someone who, again, they are able to read between the lines. This is not something that they were taught how to do. It's not something that they tell others how to do. This is something maybe even they may actually be an activist. I'm hearing that as well. There's something they're passionate about, but that they don't necessarily want to define for others, but they at least want to work towards that cause. I see this as someone who's not really confrontational in the sense of wanting to create drama, wanting to stir up, trouble. They want to find the meaning of life. I'm hearing that as well. Wow, they're a philosopher. They're very philosophical with the Daughter of Cups in reverse. Like I'm seeing someone just smiling, like they want to like look up at the stars and just see who speaks to them. Wow, there's something really dreamy here with the Daughter of Cups in reverse. They're maybe an artist for a number of you. If this person is a manager, I'm hearing that they are very connected to the people they work with. I feel like if this person were a manager, you wouldn't feel like they are managing you. I'm just hearing that. Possibly for a number of you, they're very hands-off. They're not somebody who's going to want to get in a controlling sort of dynamic with someone that's just coming through. Take it as you will. Maybe you're considering working with this person. They're very sensitive, you guys. They want to see the people that surround them in their workspace also thrive. If this is someone who's a performer, who's a creative, I don't feel they see themselves as the performer or just the creative. They feel integrated, and maybe that's also something that they seek. That matters to them, the community that they're in, the context within which they create. This is the type of person who says, you know what, I just can't make my music today because my studio is a mess, or I feel like people are walking in and out. The vibe has to be right. I'm hearing try try again. They're also possibly somebody who's really, really, again, I keep hearing optimist. They want to encourage people. Okay. They want to also have a feedback loop with people that they are relating to in any space and time, in the way of saying they like to feel that they're connecting to people in a vulnerable space where they can actually have a heart-to-heart conversation. That's really important to this person. Let's clear the energy and ground and get into the rest of the signs. Describe an important teacher in your life outside school. Yeah, wow. I feel like this person may really work very well with children. They are somebody who can really make people feel comfortable. They may also be a nurse. I'm hearing practitioner. Let's get into the rest of the questions. Is there anyone you regret losing touch with? Yeah, this is somebody who I feel they don't like to burn bridges. They see the positive in every situation. I'm seeing that as well. It's reminding me of the Sag reading, dating a Sag. In that series we did, yeah, this person may have a lot of Jupiter. And again, we'll pull further cards to see what else may come through here. But as an archetype, but there is someone here, they don't like feeling like they're losing touch with people. I'm just seeing that. They may have a lot of Cancer in their chart as well. Is there anyone you regret losing? Yeah, they may also have really good memory. Like there are things though that they remember as a memory, though, an experience. It's not so much like, factoids. It's more like, I remember how I felt, okay, around that person. What two people from different parts of your life might you be reluctant to bring together, and why? Let's clear around. They may work with something related to human resources, possibly. They may also, though, be someone who has a lot of friends, and it's kind of like they like maybe to play matchmaker from time to time. It's like, I can really imagine those people together, right? I can really, I feel like I could create a scenario where those people can really thrive together. Let's clear it, yeah. They may actually be someone who works with bringing people together, like in a collaborative way. They could be someone who's very creative, but they also possibly help people sort of also connect in a creative way. I mean, in a creative space. Imagine you were forced to write a poem. I feel like it would not be hard for this person. We're kind of like, that's clear now, right? What might be the first two lines? Clear it. Yeah, I feel like that's something they would want to know when they're meeting. So like, how romantic are you? Like, is this somebody who's romantic? Can they get romantic? I feel that's something that, yeah, that's something that's important to them. What truth do you think there is in Philip Larkin's famous lines? They fuck you up, your mom and dad, and they may not mean to, but they do. So, okay, they may have a wild side. They may have, there's something about, let's clear, Aquarius energy. They may definitely have some Aquarius. Wheel of Fortune reverse right there, yes. It's funny, yeah, that Wheel of Fortune. The High Priestess, they could have a lot of Pisces. They like to maybe at times trigger, but it's not in a way to, they are a light worker, you guys, I'm feeling. The Devil in reverse, yeah, they like to maybe stimulate people. They like to provoke, and yeah, they like to prompt people to think bigger. I'm hearing that as well. I'm imagining Sagittarius here. So this person could have a lot of Sagittarius in their chart. Judgment here, a lot of Jupiter. Judgment, Queen of Cups. They're really sensitive. I keep hearing that. Like in the way though as well, it's not just like, oh my God, the tissue box. It's like they're aware of what other people feel. So but there is a really high mind space here I'm seeing operating. Meanwhile, to these sort of stringing of emotions forward with the Queen of Cups on the Daughter of Cups. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody who actually maybe has a therapy-based business. There's somebody who is an entrepreneur. They may have a lot of Taurus. They could have a lot of Leo. I'm hearing that as well. A lot of water energy. They could be an actual Pisces. They may have a lot of, they may be a Midhaven Aquarius. I'm hearing that. They come off as very brave, actually, and I feel like not a lot of people right off the rip understand this person. They're very brave, you guys. Three of Swords in reverse at the base of the High Priestess of Bright. This is someone possibly who is, this is the type of person you'll be on the date with. They'll want to like kind of just like get into those combos with you. Like, let's talk about it. Like, I feel like they're not going to want anything to really be off limits, we'll be quite honest. The Judgment card and the Daughter of Cups. Now, let's see, you got the Two of Cups in the theme. Yeah, they may actually be a life coach, or there's something related to love. Again, Venus, they might be Venus ruled. They might have Venus on the rising, for example. Venus, yeah. Okay, so let's see what else here is at play. And any other notes here really important. Let's pull from the Wild Unknown and the Children's Spirit Animal deck. Mother Cups again. Wow. Son of Pentacles, right? Empress in reverse. This is somebody who likes to feel like someone here is open to learning. I feel like that's something that's a turn on for this person. It's like, okay, they like to see the opportunity in, certain situations with the Son of Pentacles upright, the Empress in reverse, and I see a very strong Yang archetype and energy space. They, again, I keep saying this, like they could be a coach with the Mother of Cups in reverse. Let's clear the energy around. Nine of Pentacles upright. They again may help people. They may be a spiritual guide, absolutely. Let's pull on that Daughter Cups and the Mother Cups. Yeah, they have a very strong third eye and crown chakra. Page of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Swords upright. Yeah, okay. The Ten of Swords upright, the Son of Pentacles upright, the Empress in reverse. I feel like from time to time, yeah, you got Temperance in the theme in reverse, Son of Cups in reverse. This is someone who is magnetizing. We're going to be honest. Queen of Wands upright. Let's clear it. They are very attractive and alluring to a number of people because of, they may be actually attracted to, maybe as some people say, but what is attraction? What I'm seeing is that there's a vibrational thing here happening with the Star and the Ace of Cups and the Empress in reverse. How do we say this? Nine of Pentacles upright. I'm seeing like mothership energy. This is someone who is like mother bird who will take you under her wing kind of vibe. It's like, yeah, I'm hearing that. Like, this is someone who's very wise. I'm hearing that as well. Like people it's the kind of thing where, if someone was in need of, they needed help, they would feel like they could trust this person. Okay. With the Empress in reverse, though, what's interesting is it's not someone who is going to just kind of say, welcome to all. I'm hearing that as well. This is, from time to time, this is a moment maybe of really strong empowerment as well that becomes clear, obvious. How do we say? This person maybe at times is not typically just going to be, okay, what you expect. Yeah, they definitely have some Aquarius. Let's pull on that Empress in reverse. Like, it's kind of like, I'm almost getting like Sandy and Grease kind of vibes. Like, maybe someone seeing, this is the typical, someone sees this person, they think they're so attractive, they want to go up to them and flirt with them, and it's like, yeah, the Three of Swords upright. They're a heartbreaker, you guys. I hate to break it to you, they're a heartbreaker. Okay, the Three of Swords upright. On the Empress in reverse, in the sense of saying that they don't like to just kind of give in easily to things. It's like, I want you to, they could actually be a coach. It's like, I want to coach you with your own heart. What's breaking your heart? Let's talk about it. They might want to push people to their so-called ledge, the edge, with their transformation in their own life. So they're an example. I feel like this is someone though who will, let's clear it. Some people may not understand. Why did she not like me? What happened back there? This is somebody who maybe just, it's not really that they're pushing anyone away. There's just certain situations that they gravitate towards and others that they just don't. It's a vibrational thing. I keep hearing that. But this is someone who will want to do what's best for that person. I feel this is a general reading, but they want to ultimately do what's best for that person down the line. So it's a little bit maybe of like a tough love energy with the Empress upright. Yes, I'm maybe even they like to talk about things, okay, and extrapolate concepts, and sometimes that might be frustrating, let's be honest. For a number of you, if you are in a connection with this person, or this is someone you're considering dating, I feel like they've got a really strong Jupiter, they got a lot of planets in the ninth. It's like, you would not expect, maybe, we're looking at them, how much they have to talk about. It's like, whoa, I didn't expect, so they have a very strong mind, I'm seeing that as well. They don't like to just, give in to convos easily. I'm hearing that as well, like, they may debate you, okay, Judgment upright, definitely they got a lot of Jupiter, you guys. Knight of Wands, the Star. This is someone who maybe some people, you see them, I feel like their rising sign does not indicate what you get with them when it comes down to what it becomes between you two. And that could be in a number of ways, like, okay, so take it as you will. It's like, oh, I thought you were just like good looking. It's like, holy shit, you're about to tear me apart in our convo at dinner last night. It's like something like possibly like that. But it is, interesting. I feel like they don't mean to come off like that, but there's just something that is multi-dimensional here with the Empress upright. It's funny how we started out with the really light sort of, pitter-patter of the voice there in the beginning of the reading. So, yeah, I kind of got like a tiger here, a tigress energy, a tiger energy. Let's clear it. Tiger. Listen, you cannot bullshit this person. I'm getting that as well. Like, they know when someone is not doing what's the best for the higher self. Again, they may be an aura reader. They're very sensitive. Again, I'm hearing that. For some of you, with the Star and the Judgment card and the Knight of Wands in reverse, they may give people a hard time from time to time. The Magician, they got a lot. I'm hearing also Scorpio, Sagittarius, Jupiter energy, 9th house energy. They have a lot of fire in their chart, you guys. I'm seeing that it's related to the rising. They may have a rising sign that is related to Scorpio or Aries, Mars, Pluto. They may have strong fire energy in their first house. They are a manifester and they know that. So this is that frequency we're talking about with the Magician upright. This is someone who doesn't want to just like be random. I feel like this is not a hookup person. This is not, but always take these as a general reading, of course. But I feel for the majority, if you chose this stack, they're not someone who's going to be turned on by talking about, I'm wearing stiletto heels for 8 hours. No judgment, love and light, but that might be something they want to talk about. They'll talk, let's get honest here, they'll talk for 16 hours. Okay, but they want to maybe break it up. They'll talk for 8 hours. Maybe they want like 4 hours talking about stiletto heels and for another subject. For an example, this might be somebody who also can talk about a range of subject matters. Like they want to talk about all kinds of things. So this is someone maybe who's very, at times, even hyperactive. They have a hyperactive energy with the Star upright. They're, again, very, very sensitive, but they may also be very, very creative. And I'm seeing somebody putting makeup on. Like, that's where we say, they have two sides to them even. It's like, it's not just that. It's not just that. Yeah, it's kind of like you don't really know what to expect. There's, again, multi-dimensionality, and that's part maybe of what people love about them. That's maybe part of, and it could be your own energy, of course, again, and I mentioned this in the first stack, is it really like another person? If you're drawn to someone, there is obviously some reflection there. So what is it maybe that you guys are sharing here together? What I'm seeing is that it does definitely in this connection, there will be a very strong theme of balance, maturity with the Two of Cups. Someone maybe is actually younger. Maybe someone here is even like, in a professional space. Maybe they're helping teach someone how to excel and expand a certain area of life. There's definitely a focus here on expanding, okay? And with the Two of Cups, it's also give and take. So with this person, if you have a relationship with them, I feel like some themes that might be hit on are 7th house themes, a lot of Venus energy here with the Two of Cups as well, and the Empress, a lot of Aries energy, Taurus energy. There may also be a focus on power struggles to some degree, Pluto contacts as well. Yes, but this is someone who ultimately, they will want to push you and help you excel. They want to help you realize what your potential is. Yeah, this is somebody who is definitely, they have they're like a coach. I'm seeing that with the Temperance card here, looking at the Two of Cups, all right? Like they feel, let's clear it. This is somebody who wants to talk to you about it though. And they might even be a therapist, or maybe this is part of the relationship archetype. They pull things out of you, and I'm hearing interesting artistically. So for some, maybe this is someone who inspires, someone to create something, or inspires you to be more artistic or creative. So maybe that's also suggesting that there are some pretty strong emotions that arise from this interaction from time to time. But at the end of the day, I feel that there is the remembrance and the knowingness that there is a very strong heart connection here with the High Priestess in reverse and the Empress upright. I feel like at the end of the day, the Ace of Cups upright leading out of the Star. This is someone also who's very guided. I feel like the people that they interact with are people who they feel guided to interact with. Okay, but let's get just a few more questions here. If they were to ask you a question, what would they say? Wow, 2 cards coming through in reverse. Wow, I feel like, okay, this person may be challenging from time to time. Maybe they like to challenge you. For a number of you, I feel like they actually would be more silent at first. I feel like they like to hear you and what you have to say, and then they'll sort of give the 2 cents. It's very much like a teacher-like energy. If you could only have one medium, they may actually be a medium, you guys. Which one would you choose and why? Art, film, literature, or music? And then what music has influenced your attitude to life? I feel like this is someone who is influencing how you feel creative in your life. And again, you guys may have contacts when it comes to your North Node, your Venus, your 2nd house, your 7th house. I feel like when you're around this person, you might feel more inspired and you feel, kind of like, what you want to create. Interesting. If you had to live somewhere else, where would it be? These are questions that they may not ask you, and it doesn't mean that they wouldn't be curious, but I feel like they would maybe hold off on asking these questions. If you had to live somewhere else, but always take it as well. If you had to live somewhere else, where would it be? I feel like this person is not superficial, you guys. Like they want to empower you to think about the broader concepts. I feel like this is not someone who would want to, for example, sell you something that they feel you actually would not need. This is somebody who really values your what you extract from an experience and the richness in the experience altogether. If this is somebody who runs a program, I feel like they take a lot of pride in that, and they do not sort of half-ass it. I'm hearing that as well. But they may be hard to understand from time to time. Like they may at times be kind of erratic. I'm seeing that with the Temperance card possibly. Now, but there's somebody who they don't want to also trigger you, like in the sense of saying, like, if you're having hard conversations from time to time with this person, I feel like the intention is not necessarily to be hard with you or to bring something up. It's like, why is this happening? And it could be something indirectly, like, you guys not necessarily in a Socratic seminar with each other, but there are conversations that come up, and there are maybe moments that feel challenging to work through in the connection, whatever this happens to be. And at times it's like, I feel maybe somebody feels kind of like frustrated or broken down. I'm hearing Pluto. You might have a Pluto energy contact here, Pluto with the moon or Pluto with Mars. I'm hearing that as well. Anyways, let's clear it. Yeah, there's something that is challenging. I'm seeing that with if you had to live somewhere else, where would it be? It's almost like, maybe at times you wonder, like, why are they saying this? Like, what is that? Why would they bring that up? Like, what something, the purpose is to get you to think possibly, another step ahead and another layer deeper. Let's clear it. Step deeper. I'm hearing that. So describe a piece of art that you really like and why. And again, these were in reverse. So yeah, one second. They don't really want, also I feel like they don't like to expose someone's privacy. Maybe there's somebody who's very intimate. I'm hearing that as well in certain situations. Like maybe at times like they are kind of controversial, but then they inspire you to kind of think of what is going on. I'm hearing that as well, but like privately, how do we say this? Like I feel like they want you to know that what they say is coming from a positive place. Like they don't want you to feel like they're asking you something in order to cause you trouble or to trigger you. I feel this person also, doesn't how do we say? Well, first of all, they're very careful with how they come off, and they might work in marketing or something that involves aesthetics, but yet again, very creative possibly, or even like something with food or the way something is presented. But anyways, I feel like they do not, if they do ask you something or provoke you to think about something, they don't want to create something chaotic in that space. Maybe they actually want to simplify. They may test you from time to time on things, but I feel like it's not for the purpose of causing drama or trouble. And again, for a number of you, maybe, if you're at this reading and you're wondering, you're having like a troubling dynamic with someone, like, why do we keep getting into these like circles of like, why do I feel like, there are questions that I'm not able to answer? Somebody might be triggering, the question, but not necessarily the answer. I'm hearing that as well. Let's clear it. Yeah. How do we say it? From time to time, maybe even just this person's presence causes you to start thinking about something in a new way. That might feel troubling or kind of annoying at first, but I'm hearing laxative. Interesting. Okay. They might actually be a physical healer as well. But anyway, there's like, he's giving me like the news that I don't really want to hear kind of thing, but it's ultimately, I feel like they do have, they might be a teacher. I'm hearing though, even of something that's related to health, but let's clear the energy around. Yeah, for a number of you though, yet again, it's kind of like this person is not, they don't want to do what they're doing for the sake of doing it for themselves. I feel like it's really like kind of someone who says, I'm asking you this question, but like it's for you with you. So I feel someone here doesn't necessarily want to define what is to be for others. So let's get in again. I'm seeing they're very open-minded as well. Yeah, they like things to be open-ended. I'm hearing that. Okay, one second. We're not done with this deck. One second. Let's clear. Yeah, they feel maybe that there are many responses. Yeah, there's someone who has a lot of Sagittarius. They don't like to define things. Okay, so okay, let's get into the third stack. I'm hearing as well. Wow, they also like to make everyone feel like they're welcome, that's also coming through. But for some, this person may actually have trouble with boundaries from time to time. Like maybe, again, they could be very Jupiterian. For a number of you, something that might be triggering is this person has a lot of friends even from time to time. A question may be, or a concern may be, do they really, is it just like, are we in a relationship? Like, is it me? Sometimes you might have trouble like understanding, maybe in a personal way, what the relationship is exactly. Interesting. But I feel that there is a lot of triggering that's happening as well, but that is indirect. So it's kind of like sometimes a lot is brought up in this connection, and it's hard to understand exactly what is happening. Let's clear it. Let's pull just a few cards on that. This sounds like something kind of karmic. The Four of Swords. Yeah, this is someone maybe who just like they're gonna cause you to maybe think about things in the past, like. Yeah, what brings out your competitive streak? Yeah, interesting. I feel like you may have Mars and Pluto contacts with this individual, 8th house energies, 1st house energies. They may actually, though, be a positive influence in that way of saying, you know what, like, I want, they're giving me good advice. I know it's good. Maybe it's the kind of thing where it's like, but it's just hard. So let's jump into the 3rd stack. Thank you for tuning in, 2nd stack. Remember, it's always a matter of perspective. Always take it as you will, of course. Let's jump into that 3rd stack. Welcome, 3rd stack. We're here for you 53 minutes, 36 seconds, 36, 35. We're on that flip there. Horse, trust your feelings, upright. Square, okay. Wow, right off the bat, I'm seeing somebody here is a thinker. They like to pay attention to the details. Oh my gosh, they really think a lot about the decisions they've made as well. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. For a number of you, this is someone maybe who works in the service industry. This is somebody who, really maybe is also very intellectual. They're a brainiac type, I feel. They have a lot of information. They got a wealth of information and like a lot of details that they're able to pick out even of a certain subject. Interesting. This is the type of person I feel who can like really be very intimidating with the way that they communicate. Possibly at times they may not necessarily know that. For some of you though, I feel like they may know that. That's maybe part of their job. They could be a lawyer. I'm hearing that. Something relating to literature, writing, something legal, like maybe it's intimidating in the sense of, wow, not many people are able to also, I'm hearing talk that fast. They could do something, I'm hearing transcribe. They might be a transcriber, a translator. There's something with writing. Let's clear it. Something with writing. I'm hearing television, TV. Maybe they've got amazing memory even. There's something with the lion and the horse. Ask what you want. Trust your feelings. I feel like this person is a representative in some way. For a large number of you, I feel like this is something legal or something related to data, information, technology. They may specialize in something that's kind of unique. Like not a lot of people really have this particular expertise is what I'm getting. Lion and the dolphin, swan, you're beautiful just as you are, fox. Yeah, this is somebody who maybe also is really popular or they have a lot of, it's kind of like the straight A student a little bit. And people may kind of from time to time get a little irritated, like, why are they so perfect kind of vibe? Like, why do they always get the right answer kind of vibe? Like swan and fox, like this is something I feel like the brainiac energy. Like this is maybe like, again, like Star Child kind of vibe. Maybe someone here, people look at this person and they just kind of, they kind of, maybe they aspire to be like them. They could be a coach that it could also be, but with the swan and the fox and the ladybug in reverse, notice little things in reverse. If this is a teacher, I feel like they're really a very challenging teacher. Do secret papers for others. Let's clear the energy and ground. Okay, and let's pull some questions here for, I feel like at times they kind of get kind of snappy, like they kind of, maybe some people, they'll say this person is kind of judgmental, like the way he just like came off, and like at times they may have, that's so funny. Who is your biggest fan coming through on the lion? Ask for what you want. Yeah, this is someone who is, they have a lot of maybe actual fans. Okay, they may be really popular, or I'm seeing like a television, like a recording device. This is someone who has a lot of, one second, let's clear it. I feel like they kind of pass judgment. They may actually even be a critic or even a judge, or they have something to do with something logical, like really, okay, so who is your biggest fan? From time to time, some people may feel that the energy is closed-minded or kind of conservative even with the horse and the lion. I feel like this is someone who had not a lot. They have a path here that they're on. Wow, we split right to the how to use these cards card. Oh my god, that's so funny, because we were lit. You guys, this person's a brainiac. Yeah, it's like sometimes they're like, I have the answer, like, this is how you do this. It's like something kind of like that, like, or they think they have the answer, or they think that, you know, this is how they do it. So they like to kind of like, they got a lot of Virgo possibly. From time to time, you know, this may irritate a number of people. How to use these cards, it says announce to your friends that you have a cure, is so funny. Yeah, for a number of you, they may actually be, again, a teacher. They might be someone who is in the learning environment, academic environment. They could actually even be, again, a coach. I feel like they have something that is like really successful for them, but there is still room for improvement. I'm seeing that, but they, how do we say it? Like, they have something they're really successful at, but it's almost as if, you know, that's a rhythm. It's like the person, let's say, who works for a Fortune 500 company, and they have a really high ranking position there, and they're an expert in their field, but they're not really taking the opportunity to dare outside of that field or industry. Like, I feel like when it comes maybe to something like, how do we say, like, maybe that's the point that they're at in their life, for example, but, you know, when it is a matter of tending to maybe even the emotional subject matter, or the space of, you know, maybe even like, I feel like they at times may have trouble listening to what other people have to say. It's like, okay, like, let's clear it. It's sort of, how do we say, like, at times, again, people may feel like they're kind of closed-minded, like, why he's not really looking at my ideas, like, he's kind of just favoring those ideas. Are you more attracted to a nomadic or settled life? I feel like, okay, let's read all the, okay. In what ways are you difficult to have a relationship with? I feel like this person may be, again, really successful, or they're a brainiac type, they're really successful in some area of life. This person possibly has like a stellium in their birth chart kind of thing. Let's clear it. Yeah, they have a lot of information. Sometimes it's like people have to remind them, hey, like, you know, there's more than just that. Like, this is somebody maybe who kind of like turned down someone's idea creatively, even at a certain point in time. It's like, yeah, maybe, yeah, it's like, but let's clear it. They're a little cocky, I'll say that as well, but possibly. But, you know, they have to be bossy. I'm hearing that. They have to be reminded that there's more here. And this could be someone with themselves. Maybe this is an energy that they have trouble with themselves. Sometimes maybe they find that, you know, it's hard. I feel this person has a lot of Leo, a lot of air in the chart. I'm hearing that as well. Let's get into, you know, the Wild Unknown and the Gummy Bear Tarot to get further, you know, details on this character archetype, or this energy. But let's clear it around. Yeah, I feel like, how do we say it? Let's clear it. This is someone who people have to remind to kind of like care about, like, how do we say, like, don't turn down the idea of the children, like, you know, that they like, let's clear it. Yeah, this is something maybe even about success. Like, okay, they could have a lot of Capricorn. I'm hearing that. Okay, let's pull further cards. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of stubborn at times. That's what, yeah, 8 of Wands. Like, maybe they know, how do we say, someone who has a very innovative idea, okay, they may be triggered by that at times even. It's like, they kind of at times feel like my idea makes sense, my idea is the best possibly, like, or that I've been successful to this point, like, and this can be an issue that they work with themselves, where they say, I have trouble, like, once I'm successful with one idea, it's really hard for me to, like, you know, kind of move outside of that space and, like, be experimental here. So for a number of you though, maybe there is an energy space of, hey, you know what, like, you know, experimental sort of ways, maybe also, yeah, experimental energies can also be successful. I'm hearing that with the Devil, and that could be part of their lesson, that could be part of maybe the connection, that could be part of, let's clear it. Yeah, no, there's something that maybe shocks this person from time to time, when it comes to maybe your talents, for example. But the Hierophant's in reverse, yeah, this person is very stubborn. They could have a lot of earth in their a lot of, well, they're very stubborn. I'm hearing cultural. Maybe it's part of when they see something works, they are kind of, that's, I'm hearing they also maybe tire other people out. Like, they're very competitive. I'm also saying that maybe physically, take it as you will. Yeah, okay, so, but the Hierophant on the Devil, they got a lot of possibly Taurus, Capricorn. Let's go. They need help though. I'm hearing balancing out, like, when it comes to conversation. Like, I feel like they like to dominate and, like, overpower, and, like, it gets really, like, into this heavily competitive conversation at times with the Lion and the Dolphin. It's like, it reaches like a point almost of no return sometimes. Like I feel like people have to, let's clear it, like kind of they may have a really strong libido, I'm hearing that, or even like a drive. They like to feel acknowledged, I'm hearing that as well. They work really hard. They like to really carry their work out though. But at times it's like they may have a temper, I'm hearing that as well. But it could be an intellectual temper, I'm hearing that as well, where it's like, I gotta be right, or like, I know I'm right, or like, yeah, let's clear it. Okay, yeah, it's very interesting, the High Priestess, but they may challenge authority, but I feel like they will work with authority in certain situations, but then they'll challenge other forms of authority. How do we say this? The High Priestess upright, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Chariot in reverse. They may have trouble, the way you'll know, they may have trouble with children at times. It's like, they like to, but that's just reflecting possibly at times the trouble that they have with their own inner child. There's something here where maybe they were not able to really have a childhood fully. I'm seeing that with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Chariot in reverse. Maybe, you know, they kind of were even very successful from a young age, and so they never really were in a situation where they had to understand also the humanitarian side of things, but possibly, let's clear it, yeah, they're a little bit entitled at times, possibly. Seven of Cups, Son of Swords, mirroring the High Priestess upright, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Chariot in reverse. Like, they are kind of brash at times, and I feel like they may not entirely understand what it is that they're saying even. I'm hearing that. Interesting. Like, they may not understand the extent to which, it's like the type of person who, like, goes out on, like, you know, a whole entire rampage, I'm hearing conversation, I'm hearing even emotionally, and then you gotta, like, reel them back in, and it's like, you realize what you just said. It's like, I feel like they would look back on that and be like, oh, I didn't realize that, like, I didn't see that I said that. There's something here possibly when it comes to Mercury energy, 3rd house energy, 7th house energy, 4th house energy. I'm seeing Pluto, Mars, Scorpio. They may get really competitive at times. They may get really into certain conversations, and I feel like their ego is like, it's kind of a show for them. Like, they don't like to call you back. I'm hearing that as well from time to time. Okay, yeah, I'm hearing industrial. This is somebody maybe who was, like, again, very successful in a certain area of life, but then they kind of do not maybe feel balanced themselves. Like, they don't feel like they've mastered the emotional side of the story. There's something about connecting to people, actually, with the Fox. Do secret favors for others. It's like, I found one way in life to feel successful, but there are these other aspects of my life that are out of balance. So this is somebody who's also very witty, maybe. Like, they're kind of able to get away with stuff kind of vibe. Like, yeah, but then they realize that they're not going to be able to have, you know, connections with people if that's what they do. And I feel like that's maybe your role here, if you're connecting with this person, is to kind of, like, trigger, okay, that the weakest link, so-called. And I feel like that's something very much unrealized by them. Like, I feel like they may not have grown up in a space of, let me work on my weakest link. I feel like that's, if anything, they grew up with a lot of machismo in the family space. I'm seeing with the Lion, ask for what you want, upright. Like, it's kind of a grabby energy. Like, okay, let's clear it. Yeah, there's something about manners at times here with the Lion, ask for what you want, upright. 8 of Cups in reverse. Remember, this is general reading, and this could be so many factors here at play. This could be how they feel. Maybe they know this way. They know this. They know this is the case, and so they may get on their own pace about that. And isn't it always reflective, right? If someone's going to treat someone in a certain way, you know, sometimes that might be, you know, how they're feeling with their own life. But this is somebody who maybe at times, like, is real, like, they will rev their engine, like, so loud right in front of you, and, you know, they're not really thinking about, maybe at times they're kind of insensitive. Yeah, this is somebody who, for a number of you got to be careful with this person, because I do feel in the sense of saying, they know what pisses people off, and they may purposely try to trigger people with the 6 of Cups in reverse, 8 of Cups in reverse, and they may say things that they know will be hurtful. For some of you, it's interesting. I'm getting the sensation that if this is the situation, that they will be met with certain people at certain points in time. Like, their lessons will be super karmic, will be super hard, will be super painful kind of vibe. Like, you know, in the sense of saying, I feel they've got a very karmic, maybe North Node placement. For a number of you, it's kind of like very daring. Like, they're like, all right, I'm gonna play with fire kind of thing, and they just, like, run out, and they'll, you know, kind of grab things, they'll grab at things. But I feel like there will be certain lessons here with the Ace of Swords, and they may have Saturn conjunct the North Node, for example, something very, very karmic. Maybe a square to the North Node as well. I'm hearing, by Saturn, I'm hearing that. They may have certain situations here that, like, I've seen someone hiking up on a roller coaster, and then they just, like, kind of fall off the other end. No judgment, love, and light, but it's like, there's something here, how do we say it, like, something is maybe out of balance in the sense of saying, like, they feel okay that it's like, oh, it's gonna be the same, I'll just go all the way down like that, but it's kind of like the other end of the rainbow I'm hearing feels a little different from the one riding up on it. So I don't know, let's clear. The other end of the rainbow feels a little different than the start of the roller coaster. I'm hearing that as well. So for some of you, at times they may come forth and just say, hey, like, I that was kind of poor judgment, I don't know why I said that, I don't know why I did that. Like, this is also maybe someone who's an athlete and they're very physical. I'm seeing that, possibly. We're going to pull a Celtic cross here, because what I'm getting is that I wonder where the maturity has sort of, what stage it's at with the Lion upright. Let's clear it. Yeah, this is someone who likes to be seen. They like to really feel like people are watching them. The Two of Pentacles and the High Priestess, but they are aware of you. I'm hearing that. If you are a Pisces especially, if you might come into this person's life to kind of like tone the ego down here a little bit with the Lion upright. And the Six of Cups in reverse. This is somebody maybe even who acted like, hey, you know what? I don't need to deal with you. Like, we're not in a relationship. Like, I'm not here. Like, the kind of acting like I don't need you. I feel this person may block off the heart chakra from time to time openly, and they know that that's painful. Okay, to you, I'm hearing that as well. They may also I feel they got somewhat of a stagnation in the third eye chakra as well. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody who maybe got away with a lot when they were younger. They feel like, I can just get out of stuff here. Three of Swords in reverse. Like, they got a lot of karma, you guys. They got to fix tie a lot of loose ends here up with the Three of Swords in reverse, Knight of Wands upright. Like, they didn't really do the digging. And maybe they know that. And maybe they actually admire people who can do those things. It's like, wow, like, I wish I could do that. Like, but I feel that it takes a lot. This is someone who's got a lot of Saturn. I feel a lot of Leo energy, Mars energy, Sun energies, but they maybe feel kind of like it's at times like not good enough. And I do feel they may have an influence here from early childhood that really challenged them in one area of life to a significant degree, to the point where they totally dismiss like other factors. And I don't want to say they'll step on other people to be successful. I don't know, maybe they again brought up even in a company that was in such a way, but this could be a coworker you're working with and they're just like maybe really pissing you off. But the Lion upright, it's like Magician reverse. Yeah, some of you dealing with someone who really, they're maybe very negative at times, but let's clear it. I feel like there are situations like it'll get to the point where it's not permissible anymore. I'm hearing that with the Lion upright. And I feel like that might be the point at which this energy is coming through now. The Justice card upright, Page of Cups upright. Yeah, I feel like they realize this is something that with time will definitely, they will not be successful. I'm hearing this approach. Okay. For some of you though, what I'm getting is that possibly, they have a lot of pressure that was put on them in growing up, but it's not necessarily what satisfies them at the core, right? It's like if someone feels pressure to be perfect, like for someone, and maybe that's the situation they were brought up in and that's their upbringing, that's not necessarily something that is making them feel happy, right? So there's something of a compassion space maybe that they felt they were kind of lacking growing up, and that really was not easy to work with possibly. With the Lion, for a number, I keep seeing that vision of the Lion. Some of you, this is somebody here who felt maybe at a certain point in time that they didn't do something right, and maybe they were even reprimanded for that, and that's what they remember. All they remembered then is like, either who they have to be like or who they have to be to be right. Oh, interesting. Let's clear it. Yeah, let's clear in the crown chakra. Let's pull here on the deep past, the Magician upright. They have maybe a very controlling or challenging upbringing. There could have been someone in the early working environment. You may work with this person, but the early environment who was not fully accepting, of them. And so they maybe grew up feeling like, wow, you know what? Okay, so I gotta be, again, they have a very strong drive. And that, though, I feel applied to a situation that was really unbalanced in the ego space, where it says, maybe someone came through and said, at all costs, you have to be successful. This is our goal. This is what we need to do. And that was their mantra. That was their training. Maybe they felt like they had to just, survive actually as well. So this can also be someone who is so focused on material matters and manifestations. They never really were, had even, let's say, the moment or the time to, really focus on their interpersonal relationships. For a number of you, this is maybe someone who grew up and really needed to create the life that they're living today. That can also be another manifestation of this energy. But they got a lot of pressure on them is what I'm feeling. At the end of the day, it's about the pressure that they're feeling. They realize, though, that there is definitely a deeper layer here and that they want to kind of explore that, possibly with you. Let's get into the advice. Ace of Pentacles upright. Yeah, for a number of you, if you were dealing with this person, I feel like they're shy when it comes to reconnecting. Maybe they were kind of, maybe they felt like this was a rude awakening sort of relationship. Like, oh my God, that didn't satisfy her, or that didn't satisfy him, or that didn't satisfy them. Like, they ended up not responding to that. Like, maybe you were that one person who kind of didn't react. And possibly it's like this ended up like not working. Let's go. This ended up not being the way I expected. Okay, the Six of Cups in reverse, mirroring the Five of Swords in reverse, leading out Ace of Swords. But yeah, so what this comes down to, I feel like, is communication. And it is about saying, hey, also maybe like, I'm sorry, and admitting mistakes and saying, okay, let me like really tell you how I feel. Let me say it. Let me, at least open the convo. So, okay, let's pull some question cards here. I'm hearing bear in the big blue house. They may like argue about, it's just coming through, like how things should be done, or like when things, they may argue. Let's clear in the contract. They may argue about what is the so-called right. Do you have a technique for dealing with despair? What work were you doing the last time you forgot time altogether? When do you feel shy? This person possibly is they like to trigger people, okay? Like, they will purposely not show up. They will purposely be late. They will let's clear it. If you dared to be a bit more selfish, what might you do? Okay, what have you learned from two people you've gone out with in reverse? Yeah, at times they may push people away. I feel like people will like actually like completely block this person at times. Like, they want to, this is love-hate sort of, people either absolutely like adore this person, or they'll just be like totally thrown off by their behavior. Like, I thought it was so rude the way he was like acting. I'm hearing that, or they or she, however. For a number of you, let's pull the wild unknown on this series of cards. This is somebody here who, let's clear it will have to come down to actually balanced communication. I'm hearing balance with communication. Yeah, the Empress. Ooh, some of you, this person knows that, well, somebody here is really attracted to somebody. Maybe they have trouble coming out and being vulnerable, okay? Maybe they feel like behavior that is kind of, intimidating is attractive. Or how do we say it? Behavior that is macho, okay, is like attractive. Like, but in the way of saying kind of even insensitive. Okay, Ace of Cups and the Empress, but I feel like this is where the lesson begins. Like, that's not attractive. This is maybe to someone, and maybe they are starting to realize that, okay, that there needs to be a shift with how that connection is sort of started. I'm hearing as well. So okay, Two of Cups here in reverse in the theme. In this connection, I feel there is going to be a really strong focus on partnerships, relationships, Pluto energy, 8th house energies, Saturn energy. Let's clear it. Yeah, well, maturation to those concepts. How do we relate to others? Okay, so let's get into the next sign. Thank you guys for tuning in. Well, the next stack. One more note here. Yeah, but for a number of you, again, let's clear it. Well, for a number of you, this comes down to how it is that you're able to relate to somebody in a vulnerable way. Okay, so let's get into the next stack, and that is the 4th stack. Thank you, stack 4, for tuning in. Let's see here. Okay, let's clear it. This person, I'm saying right off the bat, they got an amazing memory. Oh my God, they are very sensitive. I'm hearing that as well. They remember a lot. They're also a psychoanalyst, okay? Like, they're able to understand, like, the motives of others, the moon upright, temperance in reverse. Like, they freak people out maybe with that tendency from time to time. 3 of Pentacles upright. It's like, I didn't think you were watching me. I feel like this person also has a little bit of, like, a freaky, like, how do we say it? Well, for a number of your outlook on life, like their humor may at times be kind of morbid. I'm hearing that, like, kind of this satirical sort of humor. I'm hearing that with the moon upright. But for some of you, it's their actual visual sort of appearance. They might be a rising Scorpio, rising Pluto conjunct Mars on the rising. Oh my God. This person, there's something about the initial interaction, maybe moment with them. I feel like they don't want to necessarily like freak you out or worry you. I don't know what that's alluding to necessarily, but they don't want you to judge them. I'm hearing that. Maybe they know that people tend to run away. I don't know what that's alluding to. I'm kind of getting like a Gruffalo like energy. Like maybe this person feels kind of insecure even. It's like something about the physical appearance from time to time. It's like either maybe they feel like some people really are attracted to them and sometimes people kind of like they are not. It's like it takes a very particular person to work with this person. I'm hearing that with the moon and the Three of Pentacles. But let's get further into it. Yeah, I feel this person feels kind of like misunderstood from time to time. Like I feel like people don't really understand or appreciate me like all the time. I feel like this is someone who's also very private and they want to let people in. I'm hearing that with the Temperance card reverse. They want to have conversations. There's so much there. There's so much paint, but they are very careful with which canvas they choose to paint on and maybe, who they show it to. I'm hearing that as well, and who they paint with. So this is someone who maybe like they're maybe very private. They don't like to make friends like just so easily, simply. They're very maybe even like at times kind of conniving. I'm hearing that with the moon upright. Like they don't like to just kind of communicate about just anything. I'm hearing that as well. What they communicate about, like they're also very sensitive. I feel like they will take what you say personally. I'm hearing that with the moon. They're also possibly a stalker. They stalk a lot. I'm seeing that. If you know this person and you're dealing with them, like this is someone who will kind of brood in silence. Like if they're upset about something, I feel like they're not going to necessarily air and vent out those feels with you. The Emperor, I feel like they will watch you and they will study you, and yeah, for a number of people, they know that they come off in a really strong manner. Like they know that what they communicate maybe also is kind of like triggering. At times they may say things that are a little bit even mean or hateful or distasteful to others. I see this person having a lot of Scorpio, strong house, eighth house energies, a lot of Mars energy, Pluto. I see again on the rising. It's something that people see it, they feel it, they know. It's like either people run away from this person or they're like, or they're really interested. I feel like there's something intriguing about this individual. The moon upright and the Three of Pentacles. This person may work in an industry also that is a little unconventional. I'm hearing that. Something they may be self-conscious even about that. It's like, I feel like I'm kind of like, kind of like the underground, like hermit kind of vibe. But then they are proud of that, but they realize that they don't have a huge audience for that from time to time. Maybe, take it as you will. Like they know, I feel like this person is obviously different, so-called. What is different? Maybe they call themselves different or they feel different. But they know that, but they don't necessarily want to change that. It's not that they want to change. It's not like they're embarrassed, like they want to change, but there is an aspect or element here that is challenging from time to time. It's like they feel like they can't make friends easily. They feel maybe that they're hard to get along with. I'm hearing that from time to time with the moon upright. Seven of Cups in reverse, knighting the moon upright. I feel like this is somebody, again, who really remembers like every little thing that you said, every little thing that you did, what you didn't do as well, especially, and how that connected to what you did do, actually, and why did you do those things or not do those things at those times and those places with those people standing around you. I don't know what that they are very, very maybe kind of critical at times as well. I'm seeing a strong Saturnian energy here as well. They are a really hard person to get along with. I'm just going to be quite honest here. They're super, super, super kind of sharp with the words at times as well. They may say things that are like, it's like shocking. They have a very strong mind, you guys. The mind, oh my God. They may have a Mars and Gemini. I'm hearing that. Let's just get the cards out. This is somebody, though, who's very sexual, I feel, as well. Like, They sometimes prefer to communicate physically. They have a lot of passion here. They have a lot of strings attached. I'm hearing that as well. I'm not sure what that's alluding to. Maybe more than is expected. Maybe they do not communicate the level and extent to which they do feel. They may feel like so much, like a lot, but they don't always say everything that they're feeling. They don't say the entirety to you of what they're feeling to your face. They may have these sort of like indirect ways of communicating, you know. When it comes to intimacy, I feel like they really like to this is somebody maybe with a lot of Venus, even in Scorpio, could be at an advanced degree even further, okay? They have a lot of maybe Venus and a lot of Scorpio, take it as you will. That's Libra, that's Taurus, that's 7th house energies, 2nd house, that's also 8th house, that's Scorpio, that's Mars energy, Pluto. Yeah, they could actually be somebody who works in the occult, okay? They could work even in a field that is, they're a psychologist for an review. I'm hearing that, maybe a psychoanalyst. This is someone who does not take bullshit for some of you. For some of you, I'm hearing no as an answer. So let's get to the questions now. What do you most enjoy about being single? You guys, this is the type of person who literally will analyze, like, they think about the past. They think about who you've dated. They're really curious, you guys. They want to know about everything about the people that you have on your mind. I'm hearing that as well. What do you most enjoy about being in a couple? This is somebody maybe even who will like literally ask you those questions, like really awkward questions. Like, are you thinking about that guy Thomas, like right here, right now, like in this very moment? Like, I don't know, take it as you will. They're like razor in on that like exact question. Is there anything you regret not doing due to fear? This is someone who likes to push people to the limits as well. They may have quite a bit of Aquarius as well in the chart. When was the last time you experienced Schadenfreude? Okay. Do you dare to admit what triggered it? Okay, this is somebody who is definitely, you guys, like a psychoanalyst. I feel like they like to see what you're going to say kind of vibe, okay? They like to see you also under pressure. But for some of you, this is a sexual energy as well. I'll say that. Like, they like to feel that they, you know, are really getting you to open up, maybe, you know. For a number of you, maybe they are actually even like a passive regressionist. They may be a medium. I'm hearing the letter H here. I'm happy to see you again. The Emperor and the Two of Swords, but it's just coming through, but I feel like they would really, they're interested in role play, okay, take it as you will. They like the element of surprise. Okay, so let's get into it. They might be a psychic as well, but it's like, they're not, how do we say, they like the element of surprise, but they're not surprised. It's like, I like to surprise people. It's like, this is the type of person who likes to pop out from the corner and scare you. It's really something like that. Let's pull the cards here. The past, 3 of Cups upright. I feel like, okay, they have the different sides of them. It's interesting. The 10 of Cups upright. I feel like they go through a lot here from time to time, emotionally, spiritually, okay, socially. They really have a lot of maybe soulmates experiences. They go through a lot, you guys. Like, this is in the sense of saying they have a lot of experiences that they feel are challenging at times, but there's almost, they got a lot of Pluto, and anybody who's really gonna have a lot of Pluto in the chart is gonna experience a really, really, really wide range of emotions from time to time, and it will be a lot, you know, they will have a lot of experiences that will test them in that area of life that they have that Scorpio energy playing out in. So if they have Pluto in the 2nd house, this may play out in terms of their partnerships, especially when it comes to, let's clear it's something professional even, but there's something that it routinely experiences a very strong sort of push-pull range. It's like a surge. And for a number of you, they're maybe just very sensitive to energy as well, and they maybe tell you that, hey, I have these like really strong like emotions, I have these experiences, and I need an outlet for that. I'm hearing that. This is maybe somebody here who takes time to, they could be an artist as well, performer. This is someone who knows, it's kind of like they're maybe even a perfectionist. Like, they're not doing it good enough. Like, they're not, it's like, they want someone who's gonna like really like, you know, challenge them back, kind of. Like, I feel like they're really having a hard time finding someone who's gonna beat on the drum like they do kind of vibe, okay? Knight of Cups in reverse. Like, I feel like this person gets really frustrated from time to time with, but okay, let's continue. Leading out as a Knight of Pentacles upright. I feel like they do miss, though. If you separated from this person, like, they miss you. Maybe they realize that their behavior is alienating them, or they feel like it's time to have balance in a certain area of life, or at least turn the page when it comes to what they want with you. How do we say this? Like, I feel like this person is ready to start something that is even grounded, more balanced in material. Maybe they're also curious. They're just curious. Hey, I wonder, like, where they're at in their life. Like, if they would be interested in entertaining some sort of relationship here or experience. For a number of you, I feel like for some of you, they may have really gone through a lot. Yeah, leading out with the Hermit on the Knight of Pentacles, they may be curious about a new opportunity here with you. Like, they may actually want to offer you something. Okay, but let's get back to it. They've done a lot of soul searching. I'm hearing that. This is somebody who likes to go through these cathartic experiences, like, I'm in the rabbit hole, and then they come out, and it's like, I see so much more now. So they may actually just be an extremely passionate person in general, or they have a very strong streak and desire to experience things that transform them, and that is a very strong Pluto sort of energy. So this is somebody, if this is pulling this stack, this is somebody who has a lot of Pluto in their chart possibly, and they need some sort of really challenging, sort of activity, as they feel it, that allows them to experience this sort of range of emotion. I'm hearing that as well. I'm hearing psychic. Interesting. They maybe are still experiencing and understanding exactly their talents in that space. And I'm seeing, like, there's this, like, moment, the Wheel of Fortune, like, this is someone who possibly, like, a number of people, like, they may really not get to know this person. They're very private. It's like, you do not know this person. I feel like they do not let many people in. We're just gonna say it like that. Like, they may even have another side of them. Like, the Hierophant Bride. It's like, this is like somebody who has like two completely different sides of themselves. Like, da-da-da by day, da-da-da by night. The Hierophant Bride. Like, they may be actually somebody who is very conservative in a certain way, but then they also have, let's clear it, they have like another storyline here. Okay, so for a number of you, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, at the base of the Hierophant, literally, guys, they are juggling like two different, maybe even storylines or perspectives. Seven of Swords upright leads you out. They're very funny, though. I get the feeling that they're kind of funny. Like, they have this really, really sharp sense of humor. Like, I feel like this is the type of person who will, like, poke you, like, right where you thought no one knew you were, like, the most ticklish. They might actually be psychic, you guys. It's like, I'm hearing that. Yeah, but they maybe feel lonely from time to time. Wheel of Fortune upright. It's like, they get, let's clear it. All right, let's pull some cards here further. Seven of Swords in reverse. Funny, pulled the Seven of Swords again in both decks. World upright. Six of Cups upright. Yeah, they are a performer. I'm hearing that. This is somebody who they want someone to live love with them. Okay, I'm hearing that. Six of Cups and the Seven of Swords, sandwiching the world. Like, they don't want to just have this mediocre, like, middle ground. I'm hearing midlife crisis. I'm hearing that. They want to experience the throes. Like, they want to be in a telenovela complete, like, A to Z, 1-800. Like, teach me how to swim. I jumped off the bridge of the fucking, the bow of the ship Titanic style. Like, I want you to love me. It's like, they want, you guys, this person is like in love with love. Maybe they are just like obsessed. Maybe they go into obsessive modes, you guys. But they need an outlet that is going to whatever they feel they need. Okay, like they're very heated, maybe about certain, they get heated about certain things. Like, they're also when they love something, they freaking love that thing. Like, they will fall in love with, like, a blade of grass. If it's that one blade, and they felt that it had a connection with that blade, that one blade of grass, like, that's that, okay? They don't want to, like, venture off in the prairie. Well, there's so many other blades of grass. I don't want to make friends with another blade. I like that one blade, and that was that. They're very sensitive. They get very attached to things, maybe very sentimental. Like, it's like, I want that one croissant in the, no. Anything, just that one croissant right there, they get attached to things, yeah. But it's also on an energetic level, I'm hearing that. So maybe they're aware of how they connect with people on an emotional level. They could be a Reiki healer actually as well. Yeah, so yeah, they're very, very, maybe even at times like superstitious, as people call it. Okay, so let's clear the energy and ground. And okay, so all right, let's get into the next sign. Well, the next stack. And one more note here. I feel like this person may have things that they do want to say, but that they don't. Okay, I feel like they do think a lot. Maybe they even hold themselves back, like if they, you know, wanted to say something, okay, but they didn't. I feel like they may really hold that back. Let's see, if they have something to ask you, what would it be? This is, okay, what do you regret about a past relationship? They are maybe very sensitive, or they feel like self-conscious, like about how they you know, they were with you. Like, I feel like this is somebody who thinks like at length, like, did I do something like that kind of irk that person? Like they do think about how people perceive them. Let's see what they would not ask you. Doesn't mean that they wouldn't want to. Would you consider having psychotherapy, and what would you hope to discover from it? So this is, I feel like they like to do the unexpected. Like, they don't want to ask you what you are expecting to be asked. When you expect to be asked it, they are, I feel, somebody who, it's funny because for all the rest of the stacks, we pulled most of the cards. Rarely did we have, okay, you know, the card that somebody would not ask right side up. So let's clear it around. Yeah, there is possibly for a number of you this tendency with this person, like they want to do the unexpected. They want to shock you. I was like, they want to surprise you. Like, they want to feel like you weren't expecting them to ask that. Or they want to be like, oh, I'm not free today. And then they'll show up somewhere. You know, it's like something like that. Like, oh no, like I can't hang out today. And then it's like they show up at your door with a rose in their mouth kind of vibe. You know, it's something like that. It's like, I see somebody, maybe this is also extends into the activities that they like to, you know, partake in. Like, they like to do things that are like last minute. I'm hearing that as well. Or kind of like, you know, they like to test people. I'm hearing that. Interesting. Let's clear it. Like, they may even say, like, okay, we're pulling one more card. In what respects are you still the same person you were as a child? Let's clear it. So they want to feel that they can let's clear it. That they want to understand themselves ultimately through other people. I'm getting that as well. Like, maybe they feel that relationships are challenging inherently, and they like to explore why that is. Maybe they feel that through their relationships with others, they're able to understand themselves more deeply. Let's clear the energy around. For a number of you, interesting. This person may also have moments where they know what they want. Maybe they also know the answer, but they don't ask it. I'm hearing that. Oh, they maybe play it off. This is for some of you. They may be very curious. Either they're very curious and they're able to hold back what they really want to ask is a burning question. For some of you, maybe they get their answer in a sort of reverse psychology way. Let's get into the last stack here. Thank you, stack 5, for tuning in. Welcome. Been so patient. What makes you secretly, surprisingly anxious? If you're here at the stack, I feel like someone here is very organized, very, very, I'm hearing like people looking in on this person would be like, wow, they're so classy. That's just what I'm hearing. Take it as you will. What does classy mean? What's the worst thing that could happen to you? I feel like this person likes to listen to jazz music. It's just coming through. When do you feel lonely? And, you know, this might not be a person. This is, again, that sort of question mark stack. This energy space for a number of you, this may actually be a guide. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, but take it as well. It can also be a part of your consciousness. How are your political opinions changing? Maybe these are questions even that, you know, you're wanting to ask yourself, or some things that maybe your guides are wanting you to think more about. This is just an example of how you can interpret this stack. What would you like to tell your mother or father that you have never been able to? This might definitely be a guiding sort of energy space. Let's clear. Describe a simple pleasure that gives your life meaning. Wow, I see that this is a holistic, maybe even experience. Interesting. Let's get some cards to see what archetypes are being brought forth in this space, what might be challenged in this space, or what it is that might be provoked for you to think about a little more deeply. Let's see here. Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. Four of Cups in reverse. I feel like this is something that comes down to your lifestyle, how it is that you live your life. It might be something that you're reflecting on, you know, thinking, what really makes sense to me? What is it that I'm attracted to? What is it that makes me feel, let's clear it, more grounded? I'm hearing that. What makes me feel better at the end of the day? Let's get further cards here. Ace of Wands. Let's actually pull from the Children's Spirit Animal. Ace of Wands, Page of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. Buffalo, be thankful for all you have. Crow, believe in the magic in reverse. Elephant, you can overcome any problem upright. And the Raccoon in reverse, you have everything you need in reverse. For a number of you, I feel like, you know, this might be even advice when it comes to how it is that you would like to connect, okay, with someone very particular, possibly. Maybe this is even like guidance or advice when it comes to connecting in a certain space. Let's clear. Yeah, but what I'm seeing it does come down to are your rhythms, your cycles, your patterns, your habits. I see you really reflecting on that. So thank you for tuning in, you guys. I hope this was interesting for you. Feel free to leave a like if you liked the content, if you'd like another series reading here similar to this one. And we'll see you guys in the next readings. Love and light on this journey. Bye.